Hi guys, my name is Vidiks. Welcome to episode 11 of my walkthrough for Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So in the previous episode, we ended up right here after leaving the underground casino where we talked with Otar Botkovelli about Color's calibrator. And on this episode 11, we are finally going to the offices of Task Force 29, TF29. Before doing that though, we are gonna return to apartment 202 in number 33 Lavny in order to do one small thing that will help us progress in the quest Neon Nights. If you remember, when we came here in the previous episode to investigate the neon dealer, we found a messed up apartment with a dead girl on the top floor, and we also found a pocket secretary here in the bathroom with something written about a neon rave. And in that quest, Neon Nights, that's the goal we have right now, to find a rave. And we've been at the door of the rave, and an access card is required. So what we are going to do is do a little something that will help us get that access card. So we are gonna go to the computer where the house AI is. We are gonna go to environment and activate Air Cleaning Service.
I'm sure they'll be happy to comply.
With that done, we can go to the offices of Task Force 29 and wait until the cleaning crew takes care of the apartment. If you want to make sure that everything is correct, you can just enter again.
Welcome back. How was your day? The cleaning service confirms that your order has been placed.
Okay.
I will let them in when they come.
So, while we wait, let's go to the offices of Task Force 29.
Nemůžu uvěřit, že ti to řekl.
They are straight ahead, and they have a front company named Praha Dovoz. That's where we need to go.
More than a few around.
You are going to die.
I just hope
Omar Shub versus Ronnie Butch. Heavy Metal Fighting Championship. Metalweight Championship.
Well, papers?
Okay, so here is Praha Dovoz. Unremarkable enterprise. It's open, so let's get in.
All week and I'm still getting the runaround.
You can get some ammo in here and some credits.
I have to help this customer. If you have other things to do, maybe you could come back later?
You have other ways of getting into this building. From both sides, you can enter either through this window.
Is always happening to me.
You have to jump over that wall to get into this space, and you can also break this vent and pass through it. It will take you to the side of the building through an air vent, nothing special. And to get to TF29 we need to go into the back room. We have the elevator keycard. And behind the picture frame we have the keycard reader.
Alex, this whisper chip you gave me, it's an easy plant?
You're heading into TF29 already?
Our enemies aren't waiting around while we lick our wounds.
Fair enough. There'll be a data port on the NSN's motherboard. Access it and then just plug and play. Or plug and record in this case.
Got it. I'll let you know when it's done.
And here we are at the bureau of TF29.
But it might lead to another clue that will.
And in the meantime, let's
Exiting the elevator, we can turn left right here. To get a few items in the weapon cabinet. You also have a safe and a weapons locker. They are both too high for me to hack right now. The computer belongs to Arya Argento. It's not too high, but I'm not going to do it right away. We'll have to return later to deal with this safe. And it's not exactly an easy hack at this point. So we'll leave that for later. And out of the elevator, starting to the right, we'll find the holding cells. We can take a peek if you like. There's nothing down there. There's a prisoner, but you can't talk with him right now. In here you have the computer that controls the cameras. Good to know where it is for later. Continuing to the right, we have the infirmary. The pharmacy, of course, it's closed. It's locked with a level 3 keypad, too high for me. We can pick up an hypostim in this box, and we can also hack the computer, which is only level 1.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
It has an email from the director, James Miller, asking to Dr. Phillips to help the new psychiatrist get around.
Somewhere in this city, there's a mob-owned casino in the sewer. Now I've heard everything.
In here you have the bathroom, the men's bathroom. In here you have a small kitchen for the workers, a lot of beer, which is crazy for a security force. You have the woman's bathroom. And the forensics, where Dr. Daniel Fletcher is based. He's not here right now. We can search the place a little to pick up any useful items. Inside this room we'll find something that Dr. Daniels wrote by Daniel Fletcher, The Long Meanwhile. There's also a computer that, once again, I'm not going to hack right away. There's still a safe in here and we'll have to return later.
Good to see you're okay.
You also have
For his wife.
the psychiatrist's office, Dr. Delara Ozen. Her computer, of course, is level 5.
I feel terrible for his wife.
Might as well be ghosts.
I've been trying to ID the bodies of the people who crashed the operation in Dubai.
These are the chances Miri was...
Every mystery team corpse I've checked so far has been totally clean. Like, he never existed. Whoever these people are, they're damn good.
Some credits here. We can hack this computer.
You'd think one of them would pop up at some list somewhere.
We won't need to return here later.
Things got pretty hairy.
Gonna use a reveal.
This is so weird.
Things got pretty hairy inside.
Anomaly detected. Access granted.
It's got a couple of emails, one of them from Elias Chicane. We'll meet him later.
This is so weird.
He's a pilot working for TF29. And also another email from director James Miller complaining about the hazardous environment in the office.
These guys might as well be ghosts.
I feel terrible for his wife.
And in here we have the stairs to the upper floor, and right beside it we have IT support, where we can pick up a few hacking softwares, a sellable item, and we can also hack this computer.
Anomaly detected. Access granted.
It's got several emails from Peter Cheng, the head of security, of electronic security at TF29. And on those emails you'll find the code for the door in this room, the server door, and also the password for the NSN. So here you have the code to the server door in this room, and here the password for the neural subnet, the NSN computer. You could use the door code to enter the room, but you can also
There was another attempt to breach our firewall last night.
like I was saying, but you can also simply crouch and go through here to get to this vent, and this vent will take you inside the room. And the reason why we want to go there and enter this room is because inside here you'll find a few more hacking softwares, but also, and more importantly, you'll find an NSN keycard, a neural subnet keycard. Now, with the keycard and the password we found on the computer, we should have everything that is necessary to access the neural subnet, although we don't have authorization to use it. But if we come to need it, we now can. We also have this computer, and this computer has
anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
all the passwords for each chief of department. So Peter Shang, head of security, Duncan McCready, head of counterterrorism unit, and Vincent Black, which I assume is the head for some other department. We can go back out through the same way. Continuing exploring, we'll find the briefing room, where we can hear several interesting conversations.
But they're privately owned, and nobody can get close enough to take a look. I got a whole lot of nothing. Every time I send someone to follow up on a lead, it turns out the buildings are abandoned, burned out, or bombed into rubble.
Jesus Christ.
Satellite footage has identified 3 possibles, but based on what the roads look like around them, I don't think our crashers would have chosen them.
Well, they were gonna take all those weapons somewhere. I want to know where now.
When the conversation is over, we can hack this computer.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
And inside we have a couple of emails. One about the investigation that this team is doing on Mary Morevich, and also an email from Director James Miller summarizing the terrorist attacks that happened in the last 6 months. It also had, again, the password for the neural network. We can also pick up here this pocket secretary with the code for the storage in Tech Noir. We've already been there. And we are finally back at the beginning. We can take a stroll down the middle just to check for items and possible computers to hack.
Access granted.
A couple of emails from Alison Walchuk and Debbie Connolly about ongoing cases.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Keycard is no picnic right now, I'll tell you that.
A couple more emails with more insight on the missions of TF29.
That's all the data I have right now. Close my eyes, but all I see is strings.
Maybe the connection is that there is no connection.
And we can finally go up the stairs to start several conversations with interesting characters. The first one will be Aria Argento.
Adam, you're here. You made it in. It's good to see you're okay.
Hey, Aria, yeah, it was a close call. I got lucky. A lot of people didn't.
I was here working when the first reports came in. It was chaos. Phones ringing off the hook, people yelling, scrambling to find out what was going on. Then when Miller told me you were there,
I'm all right.
Good. You looking for him? Because he's tied up right now, a meeting with Lyon, I think.
Really? He's using the NSN right now?
Yeah, I just saw him. Oh, hey, that reminds me, here's yours.
What's this?
The card for the shooting range. Chang changed all the codes this morning, said something about only giving access to people he's vetted personally. The bombing really freaked him out. Third one in 6 months, can you believe it? I'm really glad you're okay.
Thanks, Aria. I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Yeah, I better get back downstairs. It's gonna be a busy day. Come by later if you want to talk.
Copy that.
And Aria just gave us...
Any trouble with the plant?
Patience, Alex. Trying to find the best way to access the motherboard without blowing my cover.
Sorry, man. Message received.
Aria just gave us a new keycard to access the shooting range in the lower floor. We'll go there soon. So, on this floor, we have cybercrime, led by Peter Sheng.
Last night, the collective published the tax.
We are also going to talk with him.
Jensen, we need to talk. My God, Jensen, I heard about the explosion. We should relocate. I was thinking we could corner Director Miller together. Tell him it's not safe enough here.
We're fine, Chang.
The police station, the train station, we're next. I can feel it. I can more than feel it. I can see it happening.
No one knows where we are. There's no reason to get paranoid.
That's where you're wrong. They're trying to pull the lid off of us, Jensen, or someone is. Praha Dovoz just got hacked.
Our building's front company. Thought it was fake.
I wish it was fake. Miller's got me cleaning up IntelliCam footage from the attack to help figure out who these people are. Meanwhile, maybe they're trying to figure out who we are? Why else poke into an import company?
You think someone's figured out that the company's a front? Maybe they know what's really down here.
We have a lot of enemies. The people who bombed the train station. You don't think they'd love to know where we are? You need to help me figure out who's looking into us and make them stop.
Let's ask for a little more info.
I'm gonna need more information about this snoop of yours.
I don't know for sure that our cover's been blown, but if it has, we need to know before our enemies have a chance to do something about it.
You got an MO in this hacker?
At first I thought it might be the Collective.
But you're not convinced.
Not Janus's style to leave crumbs this big. But whoever it is, they risk exposing us. If the Collective ever found out where we operate... My God, Jensen.
Maybe Janus knows already.
Hey, don't say shit like that. I get nervous enough as it is.
You really think there's a risk here? Maybe someone's just poking around the fake website of a fake company.
If someone points a gun at me, I assume it's loaded. If someone hacks into the website of the company that serves as our cover, I assume they're doing it for a bad reason.
Such as?
Everything depends on who they are and what they know. But we're in the business of dealing with terrorists. If those terrorists find out where we are...
TF29 likes its privacy.
Sure. More importantly, Chang likes being in one piece. Unlike you, I don't just brush off explosions.
What can you tell me about our front company?
Praha Dovoz was designed to be forgettable. The kind of place you walk by 100 times and still can't remember.
It obviously caught someone's attention. What happens if we're compromised?
My guess, we dismantle and disappear. Agents go into hiding, director burrows into some hole, poof, no Christmas party. I need you to find out as much as you can about our snoop. Make sure we're not in danger.
Okay, so let's accept.
Alright, you have any leads?
I traced our hacker snoop to an unrented apartment. Top floor, 33 Hlavny, just down the street. This guy walks by us every single day. Probably walks in.
You're kidding.
See? You feel it now. The constant buried alive feeling. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought we were supposed to be suspicious of things that go on outside these walls.
It's never that simple.
Just get into that apartment, access the computer they used, and find out what you can. And be careful, Jensen. We don't know who we're dealing with.
I'll look into it. As soon as I know something, so will you.
Okay, so we got another secondary mission, Samizdat, which, by the name of the quest, you can obviously know that it's related to Samizdat, the newspaper that nobody knows who makes it and keeps trying to expose scandals and corporations.
You'd think one of them would pop up on some
In
list
here, in the cybercrime division, we can also find an interesting thing, which is this board right here. It's very useful to help you understand the story and all the connections. Anything you need to know about every character or faction in Deus Ex, it's right here. You just have to look at it, and this guy will give you the rundown. Of course, a lot of it is still incomplete, since we haven't yet advanced in those branches of the story. But as you can see, everything is here. From the Dvali crime family with Dotar Botkoveli and the major boss, Radic Nikoladze. You also have Purity First, a lot of notes glued by Arun Singh, our undercover agents. You also have Talos Rucker, the leader of ARC.
Dr. Talos Rucker, former limb clinic doctor and current leader of the Augmented Rights Coalition. Rucker has chosen to leave his native Germany and to live in the Utilek complex near Prague as a protest to draw attention to the upcoming Human Restoration Act vote. Rucker is a pacifist and believes that what is happening in Prague is what will happen all over the world if the Restoration Act becomes law.
And he's got a point. You also have here the Church of the Machine God, Mother, and Builder. We've already dabbled a little bit on this. As you can see, most of the things that we haven't found much about yet have a question mark. And there's pretty much everything covered on this board, so a great help to understand the story. You can also pick up this pocket secretary in here. It's got another door code for a storage unit.
Right here, the explosives were designed to get maximum spread.
And in here, another one of the bosses
Is it or is it not a probable
for organized crime. So Vincent Black leads the division for organized crime.
composition could tell us a lot, but it's the trigger that really does the talking.
And since we have the code, the password, let's use it. Origami 1970. And inside we have an email about the case they are investigating of human traffic. There's also a safe in here that we'll have to return later. It's got a keypad level 5, so no way to access it right now. And finally, we'll find the counter-terrorism unit led by Duncan McCready. We can pick up these parts in here, and we can talk with Singh right here.
Agent Singh. Wasn't expecting to see you again, in civvies at least.
Just passing through. I wanted to thank your team for the backup in Dubai. That sting went to hell faster than the storm did.
You're welcome, but I don't think you came all this way to say thanks.
Director Miller asked me to get Agent McCready up to speed. Now I have the red-eye flight back to Oman.
Headed into the field office there?
Not exactly. One of our black sites. I'll be dropped in as a captured enemy combatant. After I contact my fellow Jinn prisoners, I shall lead a very convenient escape.
Re-embedding with the Jinn. Aren't you taking a big risk, given everything that happened?
No choice. That ambush knocked everyone on their asses. TF29, Bell Tower, the Jinn. To cover all the angles, I need to go back. Hopefully my cover is still good. You killing the signal booster at the hotel should help.
You're thinking the Jinn can get a beat on our gate crashers faster than TF29?
Perhaps. They do not like loose ends. An augmented kill squad with military training. Have you ever seen anything like it?
Yeah, once. But it's a long story. Did we get anything out of the cleanup operation?
Mostly corpses. Heavily augmented, as you know. Under those gold masks, they were ID scrubbed. No prints, no dentals, no DNA match. Professional.
Could still be ex-Bell Tower. Plenty of men and material went AWOL after the incident. A competing faction that listened in on Shepard's sale.
It's a possibility. The audits and investigations of Bell Tower will go on for years before we know how many rats jumped from that ship. At least we recovered the weapons. Unlisted. High spec. Military-grade augmentation. Enough to build another couple of you. That is a joke.
Right. It's the world we live in. Anyone with an exemption to the weaponized augment ban is a useful tool. Or a terrorist. Whoever they were, they knew exactly when the deal was going down. Any chance they were based locally, in Dubai?
No. After the incident, Dubai became the world's most luxurious tombstone. Perfect for the jinn, but for no one else.
I thought human augmentation was frowned on in the Middle East. Why was Dubai hit so hard?
Because it was another world. Two other worlds, in fact. One of extreme augmentations in gold or crystal, and one of thousands of workers outfitted for construction. Then, that day.
I know.
No, Agent Jensen, you could not. Some called it divine punishment. But that day was not the work of a merciful God.
I don't envy what you've got ahead of you.
Actually, I'm looking forward to it. The truth is, when you've been under for long enough, you only feel like an imposter out here, in the real world.
Yeah, I understand the feeling.
Okay. We can also find our own little corner of the office. Adam Jensen. Here is our computer. Several emails from Arya, from Director, from the new psychiatrist, from the medic, and from Duncan McCready. McCready is complaining about the mission report from Dubai that we have not delivered yet. The doctor is complaining because we are not taking our new Roposin and she doesn't believe we don't need any. Dr. Delara Ozan, the new psychiatrist, wants to know us. Director James Miller
You'd think one of them would pop up on some list somewhere.
sends an email which is not for us but for all personnel of TF29 to all staff, and Arya is inviting us to go to the shooting range and practice a bit.
In the hands of irresponsible journalists, it can be. Underground websites and radio stations continue to praise the Juggernaut collection.
These guys might as well be ghosts.
We can get this ebook in here. Task Force 29 mission statement. And finally, we can speak with Duncan McCready.
Is there something I can help you with, Agent?
I hear you're on point looking into the gold mask mercs that hit us in Dubai. Any leads yet?
Christ, I know I'm good, Jensen, but I've only been on it for 5 minutes.
A lot can happen in 5 minutes, McCready. You checked with the ME yet? Get anything off the bodies we recovered?
Leftovers are on ice at the Oman substation. I've been told they were scrubbed clean as summer whites. No prints, no dental, no nothing.
So in other words, it's no steps forward and 2 steps back.
For now. That's why it's a good thing you disabled the Jinn's comms booster in Dubai. Since cover with the Jinn is still intact, I'm hoping once he's back in Basra, he can use his network to dig around. Maybe these gold mask jokers will ping locally. Probably another fucking jihad looking to make some noise.
I don't know. I'm not so sure we should be looking for these guys in the desert.
Ah, is that so? You have some new information you feel like sharing?
Come on, McCready. These guys were augmented with military-grade hardware. Body augmentation goes against Muslim beliefs. They weren't jihadists. We're dealing with something new here.
I can see where you're going with this, Jensen, and I'm asking you right now to back off it. It's not your case.
Come on, McCready. We're not a couple of beat cops filling a monthly quota here. This isn't about whose collar it is. It's about getting the people responsible. Full stop.
Look, I get what you're saying, but I'm working a $5 investigation on 50 cents worth of shit. I've got speculation to spare, mate. Listen, I know I come off strong. I've got 3 ex-wives that'll back that up. But that's just how I'm built. Putting on a show for the new guys isn't going to change what's underneath.
I can appreciate that kind of honesty.
Good. So when I say I'm impressed with how you handled yourself in Dubai, you can appreciate that I meant it. With that sandstorm giving us colonics, stripping the juice box out the chopper was an inspired choice. But that mission is over, and your involvement in it ends now. Got it?
Yeah. But tell me, why do you think the bodies from Dubai were sent to Oman?
Fuck knows. Rumor is that Oman was pissed that we got the green light for the gig in the first place. Can't blame them, really.
You don't think it's strange we got the call over them?
I stopped questioning the logic of the big noise a long time ago. What I'm told is we were the only team ready to go.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
So then you know what I know. Is that everything?
How the hell did you get such a sunny disposition anyway, McCready?
Knowing about me is not going to make us friends, Jensen. But I'll humor you. Fine. I joined regular army straight out of secondary school, made UKSF at 25 and was recruited into the SRR 4 years later.
Special Reconnaissance Regiment. That's an elite unit.
Oh yeah, it was very glamorous. All champagne and blowjobs.
So what happened?
After 12 years hunting terrorist shitbirds across every desert on the face of the earth, I found there was no fucking end to the evil this world churned out. I couldn't see the point in what we were doing anymore. So I quit.
So what brought you back to the life?
I suppose it was purpose. A tool without a job to do can only grow rust. So here I am, back in it, serving my purpose. As a tool yourself, mate, you should understand that, yeah?
Yeah, I got it. It was nice talking to you, McCready.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Can get a few ammo in here. Bottle of rye in there. We can't hack his computer because he's right there. And next, we'll find Director Miller's office. Now, we can't go in. Director Miller is using the neural subnet in the next room. Eye surveillance to access the NSN. Only Director Miller can use it. But as you know, we already have the access card and the password. Let's pick up this pocket secretary. Seems like they are looking for the access card we found. And finally, before going to do our mission here in TF29, if you remember right, our mission right now is to place the Whisper ship, to listen to the conversations that James Miller has using the neural subnet. But before doing that, we are gonna go down and speak with Tadia Argento and go to the shooting range. We are gonna do that on the next episode, episode 12. Thanks for watching, guys. You know it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos in this series, and once again, thanks for watching, guys.